How the fuck are you?
Doing pretty good.
I thought you were in a rhyme.
How the fuck are you? Better than a dead Jew. Hashtag Holocaust.
Can we try to get these mics?
I think I'd be considered racist coming from you.
What do you want?
Were you touching mics? I thought we were gonna touch them. Tippity tap, touchity touch.
I'm gonna try this real quick and make sure I'm not freaking out.
Wait, unplug it.
I gotta do it one more time.
Say something.
Shit.
Yeah, it sounds way better without Ben.
I gotta do it one more time. Sorry.
Ass fuck.
I'm still getting used to doing the other one. So
Cleared up all that shit. With these motherfuckers. God damn. I don't know how that is so trippy. I just oh man.
nothing's changing the task.
Nothing's changing. I sound the same way on Tyler's microphone.
Maybe
I wonder if one of my ears needs to pop or something like that, or if I'm getting like
maybe you're low on zinc. Plug your ears and your nose, and I totally made that up.
I mean, it definitely made some shit happen.
Probably just gave
It
you a
makes
fucking
sense.
brain aneurysm.
Ass. Hold on, shut up, Tyler. Damn, it's still there.
You sound good in my ears. So.
Well, that's all that matters. Did they send him? Oh, it just says he's been checked out. Okay.
His butt's been checked out.
Okay, so we're hot. We're good. Okay. All right, Chris, here's your audio notes. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, my dude. Ooh, this is ADP 22007. Thinking that's ADP, America's Diesel Podcast 22007. This episode is the review on the current truck market and the truck pricing and all this other kind of shit going on right now. Maybe you'll hear it. I sound echoey in my ears. I tried everybody else's. They don't sound echoey to me, but I tried Tyler's mic and I sound echoey. So I think my internal soundboard.
It's a you problem.
Yeah, my internal soundboard in my ears is completely foobarred right now,
Yeah.
which is great. It's gonna be. I'll probably get used to it in about a minute and a half, but right now it's fucking weird.
One of the symptoms for COVID is an echoey voice.
I feel like I'm inside my head.
Did you get your booster?
Boost your.
All
Okay, we should probably get started.
right, let's do this.
All right, so quick story time. I just got a message on my phone from my son's daycare
Yeah.
that he was complaining that his bottom hurt. And
Was he saying bottom or butt?
they're saying bottom. He might have been saying butt, or who knows. And he like went to the bathroom. He didn't change. They, looked at it. Oh, he's 4. I mean, he goes to the bathroom. Like, you never know. Like,
Right.
The kid might have sat down on a freaking razor blade somehow, and he's like, my butt hurt. And he didn't realize, like, ass cheeks hanging off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of freaking daycare are you sending him to?
I know it sounds.
Okay, so now I feel like I sound echoey. So maybe it isn't you.
Maybe.
That got weird for a second there. Like, try to talk over me right now. Like, oh,
Fuck
hey,
you,
what's that?
Tyler.
Fucking
Shit ass fuck.
No, it's gone. No, whatever. It seriously did it kind of sounds now. Maybe whatever your vibe you're putting off for your sound, you're pushing it on me, and I don't appreciate that.
We're going to keep this in the podcast. This is sometimes how me and Tyler start the show. We might have to bleep a couple of things
Yeah.
real quick there.
Our sound checks, yeah.
Our sound check.
Whoops.
Atrocious. Okay, so back to the story real quick. So obviously nothing's visually wrong with his butt, and he's like gone poop, and they haven't, like, nothing's wrong. So they're like, hey, can you come pick him up? His complaining his bottom's hurting. So my wife, of course, right now she's stay-at-home mom because she's home with our 2-month-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm out running errands. I'll be there in like 20, 30 minutes. Okay, cool. I respond, as any good dad would, has anyone asked him if he's a little butthurt? Get it? Like
Yeah.
butthurt?
Yeah.
My 4.5-year-old son may be walking around upset about something, saying he's butthurt because, I'll be honest, I say I'm butthurt sometimes.
Yeah.
And he may just be upset about something. But,
Yeah.
and it's a group chat between like me and my wife in the daycare, and neither of them have responded to that. So
You actually said that. Like, is he upset about something? Like, because
No,
I say he's butthurt.
I asked, I'm going to read it right now. Let me pull up the old app here. Said, hi there, Ricky's complaining about his bottom really hurting. He didn't fall, and going potty is not helping. Can you pick him up, please? She says, oh, yeah, I can be there in like 20, 30 minutes. And then the daycare says, okay, sounds good. And then I chime in. Is he, quote, butthurt, quote, about something?
They probably think you're joking. Like
They probably do, but if they were smart, they'd be like, he's saying his but Ricky, are you upset about something? Yeah, I'm butthurt. Oh. This is how dads' minds work.
Yeah.
Connecting things.
That can't be the first time they've heard the phrase being butthurt.
I sure
I
hope
mean-
not. If this is the first time they've heard it and they work in a daycare. I mean,
They
I'm
probably,
not a
they
real-
probably hear some crazy things coming from
I'm sure they
little
do.
kids.
and like I'm
They
not.
repeat.
I know I'm not originally from Spokane, and you guys have different terms up here and something like that. But I feel like butthurt's a pretty nationally known.
It's a universal
It's
term.
a universally known term.
Yeah, for sure. Kids.
Kids, man. I love them. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is Ben and Tyler from America's Diesel Podcast coming at you from Spokane, Washington. You can check us out on Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere that you find or listen to podcasts. You can find us on there by searching America's Diesel Podcast. You can also find us on the Instagrams, social medias, TikToks, Facebook by searching America's Diesel Podcast.
Amazing.
Also on YouTube. This is a live, or not a live show. This is a show that we tape, so you can see Tyler's face and my face if you're into that kind of face stuff.
You have a face fetish?
Making crazy spirit fingers right now. Leaving comments, that's probably one of the best places to do it. We have a couple of guys that sound off every week. You can always look for Jim Lawrence's dissertation on every episode.
Official, unofficial fact checker of the podcast.
Not on the payroll, receives absolutely nothing, but still comes in hot every week, and I freaking love it.
He receives a lot of air high fives.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And reviews.
Reviews.
Tyler.
Leave a review on any of the platforms that Ben mentioned earlier. Screenshot that and send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com. Make sure to include a picture of your truck and an address that we can send a sticker to. It looks just like the logo on our back little screen here and the logo on our cups.
Yes. If you have sent emails about reviews, I got them. Don't worry. We just ordered more stickers.
We're out?
We're out.
Oh.
I think we had like, I have no idea why, but they sell really well on the website for some reason. I think I know why, but it's mostly because people have like a $98 item and they look for the cheapest item to get them $100.
Sticker.
You know what? Hey, man, if it gets my sticker in your hands, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Take the
It's a
free shipping.
good-looking sticker, too, so
It is.
it's a win-win.
If you need parts for your diesel pickup, make sure and check out dieselpowerproducts.com. We do have phone sales techs on the phone, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, ready to answer your questions and get an order going for you ASAP. If you are a listener of the podcast and you're placing an order over the phone, make sure and let them know. That helps us kind of keep track and let the big guys know that we're not doing this and farting around and no one's buying things, because as fun as this is, as much as I love barley juice, at the end of the day, we're business, man.
Yeah.
Got to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're placing an order online, if you didn't know this, our website is open 24/7.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The internet is forever and always open. And actually, lots of good information on our website as well. Make sure in the order notes section, I think it's either order notes or shipping notes, write podcast. I go through every couple days and tally up all the orders to make sure I'm catching all of them. If you've placed orders in the past and you're a listener and you're like, man, I meant to and I didn't do it, let me know. Shoot me an email, shoot me a message on Instagram, something. Let me know what you got going on. I'll track them down and flag them. A bunch of you guys have been doing that recently over the last couple weeks, and I really appreciate it. That actually accounted for an additional like 40 orders.
Yeah.
And like, I know it doesn't sound like maybe a lot or anything like that, but that was huge. That
Yeah.
went from us, we've got some orders coming in. It's like, wow, we actually like last year was pretty good. That was cool.
Yeah. Was last year our first full year of doing the podcast?
No, second.
Oh, really?
We started in 18, man.
Wow, really?
Wow,
My
so that's 3
God.
years.
We've been doing
19
this.
was a full year, 20 was a full year, and 21 was a full year.
Wow. It's amazing.
I'm still waiting for my helicopter. Apparently,
Yeah.
when you're famous, you
Yeah.
get a helicopter. It's
Jet.
a jet. You know what? At this point, I'll settle for a mongoose,
Yeah.
like a live mongoose. Give me a
I'll s-
mongoose, I'll be happy.
I'll settle for a donkey. Like, I would love to ride a burro. Burro. Have you seen
Yeah.
Ridiculous? Is it Ridiculous 6?
No.
Oh, dude, on Netflix. It's hilarious. It's got like Terry Crews, Adam Sandler, the "You Can Do It" guy,
Rob Schneider. Yes, I
Rob
have
Schneider,
seen
and
that.
he plays a Mexican guy,
Uh-huh.
and his best friend is his donkey, Burl. Got my Burl. Do you know what the donkey does?
What?
He shits.
That's all he does?
his like projectile shits on like the assailants.
That's my
Dude,
weapon.
it's a good movie.
He's an ass blaster.
He's like, not yet, Berto, not yet. No, Burl, no.
I think I saw that movie when it first
Have you seen it?
when it first came out,
It's
and I was like,
funny,
"Ugh."
huh? My favorite scene. I know we're going
Yeah,
off a
get in.
tangent, but this is hilarious. But when they're at that bar where they find Terry Crews, he's the piano. He Terry Crews is like, so he's a big, like, muscular dude, right?
Yeah.
His talent is he plays piano with his with he plays piano with his dick.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I play piano with my dick. So it's like, what? But anyways, my favorite scene is when they're at that saloon, and they steal the golden nugget thing, right? And they're out in the street, and the owner of the saloon comes out and is like, he's got him, at gunpoint, and then here comes Rob Schneider on his Bertle. And he's got like a shovel. And he smacks the guy, like it lobs his head off, and he's still standing there with his guns, just like shooting. Like it is just like, it's like, oh, I just meant to knock him out. Like it's funny. You haven't seen that?
I think I saw it like
Dude, you need to watch it.
when it first came out, and I was like,
In my
it was
Bertle.
right when Adam Sandler signed his first contract with Netflix.
Yeah,
And
he plays a Native American fellow.
yeah,
Well, he's a white man that was raised by Native Americans. Dude, it's freaking great. It's freaking great. Like, what do they call him? The white stamp. What is it? White something. Yeah.
I'm sure
anyways.
it's totally culturally appropriate, at least nowadays.
It's great. Dude, it's freaking awesome.
If this is your first time tuning in, don't worry.
This
We will
happens all
eventually
the time.
talk about diesel stuff. You originally get sucked in for the diesel content, and you stay for the tangents. That's how
Yeah.
we roll around.
Someone actually said that in a review, so we know it's true.
You know it's true because at least one person said it. One.
That
That's
must
all we
mean
need.
all of them.
Yeah. Sample size of 1 equals everyone. Stats. Okay.
Such
Let's get into
idiots.
this episode.
Okay.
All right. So this episode came about because of like the market right now for truck pricing is
Stupid.
is stupid. Yes. And I'm gonna go ahead and start off with I feel like I bought my Excursion at the exact right time
I feel like you did
for
too.
the exact right price.
Yeah.
I'm always, searching on Marketplace for other trucks, a flipper or
Yeah.
some, a 7.3 that's because I'm, if I have things I'm always looking for in the budget range is like the guy who has, like a 200K somewhere in their Excursion of 7.3 and it's like not running right. They don't want to put any money into it. I could probably fix that and sell
Right.
it for a profit.
Yeah.
Or because of my OBS, if it's like an F350, 4-door long bed with a blown engine, like I will take all my drivetrain and put it in there.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like a F350, super nice interior, super nice truck, it's a 7.3 originally but 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Like and they don't want a whole lot of money for it. I'll buy it and I'll put my drivetrain under it. Like
Right.
I'm always kind of looking out for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that also leads me like one of my favorite searches is diesel 4x4 cap it at $5,000 and just see what pops up.
Yeah.
And then they start
Yeah.
showing you other stuff too. But and then I also search like Excursion diesel, and that usually starts pulling up. Or I search like Power Stroke 7.3 and start pulling other stuff up. if I tried to buy my Excursion now,
Oh god,
I'd be paying like 20 grand minimum.
dude, it's crazy. I since you mentioned that this episode that we're doing today, I did a quick search just kind of look at some stuff, dude. I found a 2000 and given it was a 2007 5.9 Cummins
Mhm.
manual.
Okay.
Clean. It looked like it was clean. Had some stuff done to it.
35.
278,000 miles on it.
Wow. On the wrong side of 200K there.
Yeah.
Oof.
30 freaking grand. 30 grand.
270.
Yeah. I mean, obviously is what they're asking, so they're probably not going to end up getting that, but it's still. Where did you get that number from?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but like to me, like mileage is the main thing that makes something cheaper. Like
Yeah.
that is the biggest factor that contributes to lower price.
People have completely disregarded high mileage and what it means.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I just had a customer the other day talking to me about a second. It was a second gen truck that somebody was trying to sell, and it was like a 9812 valve, but they were asking. He said they were asking like $25,000 for this truck. It's just like, come on, people. Like they're not they're not like classics by any means. Like
Yeah.
at this point, like I know where everybody like. Okay, I do the same thing. I'm trying to sell our trailer right now, and I've got it listed higher than others, given it is a nice trailer. I'm trying to take advantage of the market, of course, but you gotta. It's just so weird that people that's what's happening right now. Like even with new trucks, like trucks that are like 3 years old. They're bringing in the price of a brand. Like I was looking at a 2018 truck that was more money than my 2021 brand new. Like I'm like what the heck?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, the one that really kicked this off and set me back, and me and Jesse, our shop guy Jesse's been on the podcast before too. He posts a lot of things about people that are asking crazy things. If you don't follow him on Instagram, it's actually Outlaw Forward Man. Follow him. He posts a lot of things like, "We're going downhill, boys. These prices, these are not good prices.
Yeah.
You are high."
Yeah.
But there's and I always search like Spokane or at least inland Northwest.
Right.
There is, albeit a very visually nice truck. It's an F350 manual, 4-door, long bed, dark blue. Body is straight. It looks like it had a paint job at some point.
Yeah.
Whether it's a fresh one or not, but it obviously does not look its age externally, or exterior wise.
Yeah.
Interior, it's I think it's still a bench seat, but it's and manual windows, but everything's nice. Everything's there. It's got carpet. It's not thrashed or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dash is not torn apart. Bed's in decent shape. 410,000 miles. Listed for like 25 grand.
God.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'll bite. What's the listing? Maybe it's got a new engine in it. Maybe maybe they put like a 6.7 Power Stroke in there.
Yeah.
And I'm missing it or something like that.
Right.
And I go through, and it's like dead stock 7.3. Which, don't get me wrong, there's a value in a stock, stock platform like that. But just everything's dead ass stock with an ass ton of miles on it. I'm like,
400,000 miles is a lot of freaking miles.
yes.
It's a lot of. I think people too, like with diesel, and we know this, but people that own diesel trucks, I think of like diesel big rigs, like going to like 1 million miles.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, it's fine. It's not even close to 1 million.
She ain't even broken in yet. Yeah.
The engine has the capability of lasting that long, but it's everything else that's surrounding it. Especially if you live in a state that's got like a lot of the salt on the roads, it's starting to deteriorate the truck. I mean, at that point, you're looking at like all the bushings and like the entire suspension. You're looking at like basically everything at that point. Not to mention, I mean, do you think well, I think this is fact. After like 300,000 miles, it maybe starts to smell a little different. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
ass sweat that goes into that many miles on a truck, right?
Like there's, I agree. Like there's, it gets to a point where no matter how clean you keep a truck,
yeah.
the foam in the seat's gonna start breaking down.
Right.
You know, the being able to not smell like shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. There's been a lot of ass in that seat, man.
A lot, dude. And especially if you're like a guy that like takes his shirt off in the summertime and drives with his like shirt off on the like you're just sweating all over that seat. Like nobody uses like okay, so what would you think like a 400,000 mile truck would be, you know, as far as like a mattress? Like how much time in a mattress equates to 400,000 miles of a truck?
Honestly, I think that
I think that's like a 15-year mattress at that point, maybe longer, maybe a 20-year. I think a 20-year mattress.
yes and no. See, and there's where I think it might be kind of inverse. Like let's think about this here.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think because I have this thought in my head. When I was like driving a lot for work,
Yeah.
I spent more time sitting in my driver's seat than I did in bed.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on granted this
Maybe
truck,
a 30-year mattress.
yeah, like it may, you know, while the truck is, you know, let's say it was the latest year for Power Stroke or the
Yeah.
OBS was a 97. So we're coming up on 25 years, 23 years,
Wow.
24 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
2020, 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. Math is hard.
Man.
Okay. And you know, let's say you're driving 8 hours a day and you're sleeping 6. It's
Yeah.
inverse. Like you spend more time in the seat than you do sleeping.
Yeah.
So when you would have, say, like a 15-year mattress, this seat compared to your mattress is actually a 15-year mattress, 25-year seat.
Do you
know,
think you fart more when you're sleeping or when you're awake? Because that would be another factor that you'd have to take into consideration.
I'd say awake.
Yeah, I'd say awake because if there's one like on the cusp, like I'll give her a little push,
yeah.
get her out.
I'm cognizant of what's going on.
Right.
And I will say, like, I tend to rip some pretty big fatties, right?
Yeah, you
And
do.
in my even just today, I ripped a gnar. Ripped a gnar one, and Kyle was even like I had my heater on, I had music
Did you have
on.
your oil thing going to cover it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I
had a
had-
couple extra drops of that.
Yeah. So I had my little portable heater on, and I had some music on. And
So you have hot air just hitting.
yeah. And then Kyle he had his heater on, and he had a little bit of music on in his office, and I still ripped one. I hear his music stop. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude. God. Yeah, so we're dealing with seats that have copious amounts of butt sweat,
Yeah.
and farts,
Booty sweat.
booty sweat,
Yeah.
farts, back sweat, booger picking. Like, I mean, what else? You
Ball
know,
sweat.
spit,
Yeah.
snot. That's a. See, now when you start talking like about that stuff, I'm like, golly, I
I'm-
would never buy a
I'm
truck
never
of
buying a used
those.
truck again.
Or the first thing I'm doing is changing out the entire interior because I'm not dealing with that.
So continuing on with this, as I've been looking at excursions, because I always gravitate towards those, I'm seeing like excursions that are higher mileage than mine,
Mm-hmm.
at as nice or a little bit more used on the interior.
Yeah.
Posting for like 25 grand.
It's
I
ridiculous.
bought mine for, was it like,
12?
no, it wasn't
13?
12. I think it was. I think I ended up walking out after everything was all said and done, tax and everything, like 11,250.
Screaming deal.
Compared to now,
Compared to now, yeah,
honestly,
right?
and we've always preached about like once you buy a house or buy a truck, stop shopping.
Yeah.
Like stop
You're
looking.
not- yeah.
I did for a little bit. Actually, I take that back. I didn't, and I came across one that was I've found one that was a better deal than I had.
Maybe you didn't go look at it though, so you don't know.
Apparently, Sands had a friend of a friend who bought it.
Oh, really?
I think, and he was like, "Is great. It was fantastic."
Right on.
truck. And it was it was like it was another white one, but it was a white excursion, and it had like a low 100,000 mile
Oh, wow.
and it was all like limited leather, nicer than mine, everything like that. And they were only asking like $9,000 for it or something like
Wow.
that. It always makes you wonder, like, what the hell's wrong with this thing?
Right.
But apparently it was a good deal, good buy, and it went really quick. But everything after that I've since then, I always get this thing. I'm like, maybe I'll post an excursion. I don't want to.
Yeah,
It's one of those, because I know that I'll never be able to get. It's that always thing. I know I don't want to be able to get into another one, at the same price or something like that.
Yeah, especially now.
Especially now.
So I think right now, if you're in the market for like a used, cheaper diesel truck, I think probably one of your best deals is going to be a second-gen Ram with a 24 valve.
Yeah.
Does that just with my limited amount of research, and I'm talking like 10 minutes. Okay, those have been the trucks that I've seen with that have the best deals, as far as they some of them don't seem overinflated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking like sub $20,000 for a rig still. Which, you know what's something funny? So my dad bought in 2004 a brand new Cummins 2500 crew cab short bed. Had it for a while, and this was like, man, how many years did he have it? I don't even remember how many years he had it. I don't think it was over 5. It couldn't have been. Anyways, my dad keeps things meticulously clean, like perfect, right? And back in the day when he was selling that, I want to say it was, let's say 5 years, so 2009-ish. Actually, I think it was probably before that. It's probably like 2006 or 7. Anyways, a few years after he bought that, we'll say within 5 years, and I don't even remember what he paid sticker price for that truck. I have no idea. He sold it to a friend of ours down the road. His name's Jason. Old like high school friend. I hung out with his brother Justin like all the time. I hung out with both of them. Sold to him for $22,000. Okay.
Even back then.
Yeah, even back then. Now wait, Jason kept it, and he's a lineman, so he was like traveling for work. Towed his trailer with it, put a bunch of miles on it. He kept it until like maybe last year. You know what he sold it for?
25.
I think he sold it for like 23, 24. Like, what? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. First of all, I think my dad undersold that truck, but it was the market back then. Like who knows? I don't know what the sticker. I'm gonna look up the sticker price of a 2000. It was an 04.5. I know that.
I want to say sticker on that was probably, if it wasn't like a loaded like Laramie or something like that, it was probably, I'm gonna say 29, maybe 30. I'm trying to think back then. It could be way off.
It's probably 30.
I mean, it kind of goes to show you, like, not to say that these trucks are investments or anything like that, but if you do take the time to keep them nice, especially in this market right now, apparently people will just pay out the ass for them.
Yeah, so and this is just like what pulled up with Carfax. It says the price range for a 2004 Dodge Ram 2500, and this is MSRP, was anywhere from $9,999, which I'm assuming is like work truck. There's no way a truck in 2004 was that cheap. No, well, it could have had a V8, like because I just put Ram 2500, all the way up to $26,995. Even so, if that truck was 20, like, could you imagine? Like, wow, that's crazy to think. Like, because I spent like 54 on my truck, and I've got like a base model truck. That's so crazy that the prices have changed that much. Like, I feel like I'm like 65 years old right now.
Yeah.
Like, looking back at like when cars were like $1,200.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I feel like we're looking back on right now.
I used to go to the movies for a nickel.
It is pretty crazy that the price has changed that drastically on trucks. Like 10 years ago, you would have never thought you'd see a truck that was $100,000, like for a truck.
I kind of saw it going that way because when I was working at the GM dealership, in like 07, 08, I was seeing options that people had, like custom build options that people had coming in that were knocking on $100,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
These were like, and I think it's because they were
Like, are you talking like an outfitted work truck with like a? No. Okay.
No, just like
Okay.
a fully optioned like LBZ,
Really?
like what was it, like the LTZ Z71s?
Really? You think?
They were, I think, and this maybe it was because it was in the Bay Area or something like that, but they were starting to go up in price because people are starting to. So yeah, timeline. Keep in mind this is like 06, 07, right? The beginning of 08 is when I left working there.
Yeah.
It's right when the emissions trucks were coming out, and
Yeah.
everybody was scared for their lives, thinking that this is the last time I'm going to be able to get a real diesel.
Yeah.
And so they were going in and they were checking every damn box,
Yeah.
and they were like, "This is especially the last year of the V8 Mustang.
Right.
I have to get it. I have
Right.
to get it." And they were, I saw some of these trucks coming out that were custom ordered that were just, it was. There was one guy, and no one believes it when I tell him. Like, there was a guy who had a factory out. It had to come to our dealership, and one of our techs did it, but it was basically an Escalade swapped Duramax truck.
Damn.
So the interior, all the amenities and like that was
Cadillac.
Escalade,
Really?
Cadillac, and the front end looked like an Escalade, but it was a truck, obviously.
Really?
It was
They did that from the factory, huh?
well, he ordered it, and one of the guys in our shop swapped everything out.
Wow.
It was
That's still
absolutely
crazy.
insane.
Like from a dealer to like a dealership doing that. That's pretty damn cool.
It was a lot,
Because they could essentially call that like a dealer equipped truck,
right?
kind of.
Because he didn't take ownership of it till he,
Did
paid for
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Wow.
it was. I'm sure he got the tech that did it probably made 70, 80 hours on the job or something like that. But when you got in this thing, if it looked like an Escalade,
Yeah.
it was all the seats were Escalade, all the dash was Escalade, front end was Escalade, all of that.
Wow. Wow.
It was
All right. Hey.
blew my mind. I wish I had a better cell phone at the time because I would have taken pictures.
So what do you think? So I said the second gen Ram best deal right now. What do you think is the best deal right now if you're looking for a diesel truck and don't want to spend a bunch of money?
Before I get into that, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to mention. I think I know why the VP trucks are doing that.
Because nobody wants them still.
Kind of. So when everybody thinks 12 valve, 12 valve, 12 valve. If you're not
Yeah.
going to get a common rail, you gotta get a 12 valve. So they see second gen truck 12 valve. I gotta have, if it's a second gen, it's got to be a 12 valve. And they're like, well, what are these ugly
Yeah.
VP trucks?
Yeah.
Nobody wants them. If I'm in a second gen, I want a 12 valve.
Yeah.
So you basically ostracize this small group of second gen trucks, which you've heard me say before. Knowing what I know now and learning more and finding them, learning like, hey, having a truck that's reliable at 500 is really fun.
Yeah.
A VP truck can get the job done.
Yeah.
Like, it's a Cummins, boys. Like,
Yeah.
you can still have a lot of fun in that truck. So I think
100%.
that's kind of one of those things that may slip under the radar for a little bit.
Yeah.
And things go in cycles. It's all cyclical, for a while. And they still kind of are. Like, LLYs got real hot for a while because everybody wanted because the LBZs were too damn expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody wanted the LB7s because of the injector issues, but they wanted the VGT style turbo on those trucks and the new style injectors, but the LBs. So now you're looking at all these like early LOY trucks, and all of a sudden these
Yeah.
became the hot shit.
Yeah.
And then it moved back into like the LBZ or LB7s. So everybody's like, well, they all got high mileage. I'm going to replace the injectors anyways, and everybody's just doing a fixed vane turbo swap on these trucks. So I've got one from the factory,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden those are hot.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes around.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think, and I kind of just answered my own question right there, but I think that if you are trying to get into a truck, the one that basically nobody's like trying to get after right now are the LB7s.
Yeah.
I got nothing against, I mean, you've heard us talk about Duramaxes. If you're going to buy a Duramax, you should probably go buy some sparkly jeans. You should make sure that they're tight in all the right places.
Yep.
You may want to get a Biden sticker for your back window.
Maybe make them include a Starbucks gift card,
Yeah.
so you can look the part when you hop out.
That's only good for the unicorn frappuccino drink.
Yeah.
It's
We're just bashing on Duramax guys right now.
it's a hard. It's a hard life to live. But the good news is you're gonna save a whole bunch of money on shoes because you can rollerblade everywhere.
Oh lordy, that was good. That was good. I didn't see that one coming, and and that was good.
That was
good.
Zing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I didn't see the you incorporating rollerblades into that comment. That was shocked me there for a second.
Every so often. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Aside from all the jokes, okay, guys, I get that. Aside from all the jokes, and I have a very specific LBZ or LB7 that I look for. It's the it's like late 02, 03, 04s. So it's like, in the way that I differentiate it is when the interior kind of started looking more like the 05s and less like the 99s.
Yeah.
And the best way I can talk about it is the buttons on the door for the window. They went from those big wonky like bang bang switches to like one where you push it down, and you hook your finger under it and pull it up.
Yeah.
And like the seat warmer options were like a lot better.
Yeah.
The steering wheel wasn't just the spoke with no buttons on it. It actually had like the kind of square steering wheel, but the what are those called? Like the
Spokes.
Spokes, yes. The spokes were a bit more square, and they had the buttons on there, the volume control, that kind of stuff. It didn't have the big ass digital check engine light. That it was like the 8-bit version.
Yeah.
It was it had an actual dash on it.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Real quick on buttons, because I know if you guys have heard before, like I hate when buttons are rubbed off.
Mhm.
Why I've never searched for this, but do you think there's someone out there that makes like a sticker to put on top of buttons that have wore out, like a factory look?
Yes.
Do they?
They are out there, and there are also button refurbished companies out there.
Nice.
Yeah. I came across that when I had the Suburban. I was looking for stuff.
I hate that so much.
I will say it's kind of a conundrum, because like let's say I had like a low mileage LBZ, that was a loaded LTZ version or something like that, and for some reason the buttons were worn out, I may spend the money to get the nicer buttons in there, or get the refurbished buttons.
Yeah.
But on like, for example, my Suburban, which had an ass ton of miles on there and it was a beater. Yeah. Am I going to pay for the? Hell no.
No.
Not even a chance. No. Like, I will color those in with a Sharpie before.
Yeah. Or do that little label making thing.
Yeah.
Where it makes like the raised letters. It's almost like Braille. Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, so my pick would be LB7. Fixed vane turbo, injector issues, but if you're buying one, chances are it's going to have a little bit higher mileage on there anyways, and that means one of two things: either you're going to get a bit for hopefully a little bit better price because it's higher mileage, or two, the injectors have already been done because it's been a known issue for a long time. Yeah. In which case, you have injectors that are good for a while.
Yeah.
Allison transmission, great. IFS, but lots of parts available to fix that.
Yes.
Other than that, I mean, interior amenities on an early 2000s truck ahead of everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, them and Ford were pretty much on a league of their own. Dodge was still trying to figure out, like, people don't want manual windows?
Yeah. What?
What?
I thought that was standard.
Like, Jeff said we got to have seat warmers. What the hell?
What is that?
It's a seat warmer.
Listen, John, we can't start a fire in the vehicle.
We've already got too many electrical systems on this dang thing, and they want us to put these butt warmers on there. Be a man.
So we did best deal. I'm gonna go worst deal on you. Like, which one is inflated the most? I'm gonna say 11 and up Power Stroke right now.
Yeah,
I think they're absolutely inflated way too high. People want too much money for them. I don't even say some of the fourth gen Rams I've seen that are kind of obnoxiously priced. I think those are the two worst ones.
I think the 11 to 16 Fords for sure, but I think it's a little bit of a residual type of thing.
Yeah, because
the 17 and ups have become so popular. The Illumina duties. Yeah. I mean, everybody wants one of those, and the resale value on those is absolutely insane. So a lot of people are getting outpriced on those, and it's kind of like the VP44 thing. It's like, well, if I can't have the new one, wait a minute, the 11 to 16s have the same engine, and they have the same transmission as the earlier ones. Well, shit, why don't I just get one of those?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now those start going up too.
Yeah.
The one that I saw posted that, and this is another thing too, like people are posting and using all kinds of different reasons to try and sell their trucks, like to add value to them. Yeah. I saw one that it was a 10 to 12 4th gen, so an early, first part of the 4th gen.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was a 12 because what I'm about to say, but they're like, 6.7 Ram Cummins, last year before DEF, then I'm like, hold on a second here. If this is like, if you're trying to tout this is the last year before DEF, you're obviously emissions intact, because if you were deleted, why the hell are you mentioning DEF?
Right.
And the other part of that is, why are you trying to tout the fact that it's pre-DEF? The emission system's got a hell of a lot better once DEF got it.
Listen, it's got an emission system, but it's the worst one.
It's the last year of the shittiest emission system on this truck.
Yeah. Price up.
Price up. What the hell, man?
See, again, people don't like, I am very surprised with my truck as far as how long I go without having to like completely fill my DEF tank. And the second thing, last time I filled up my DEF, it was like yelling at me like, fill DEF soon, like giving me that warning. $17.
Ugh.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh,
Pre-DEF.
God. Yeah.
Going on that, I've seen 7.3s listed as pre-DEF.
It's
Like everybody's like, oh, diesel exhaust fluid, it's the end. It's the
yeah.
These people are you people
Crazy. It's crazy. Whatever you're looking at, make sure it's within your budget. Don't overpay for something. You do your research on them. Because again, especially right now, everybody's trying to get the most they can out of their truck, because they're trying to take advantage of this market right now.
I totally forgot one.
Let's bring it up.
So one of the ones that's like, I think people are finally like, they're having their heyday for buying these trucks, and now they're trying to get out of them and get their money out of them for sure.
Yeah.
IDIs.
Oh God. I think they're like trying to compete with. So the one that always got me, and this got me like years ago, was the first gen Cummins trucks. Because I think the IDIs are like trying to compete. Like, oh, it's the same generation as this truck, and this truck over here is they're asking this much for that. So why can't I ask this much for that? I mean, it's the same year. Why not?
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Big differences. I'm still amazed at first gen Rams, the price that they get. And I know some of them have gotten like insane price as far as
to back you up on that. Every single one of my, diesel 4x4 searches cap at $5,000. I have yet to see a diesel first gen.
Yeah,
and I'm not even talking like parts truck, donor truck. I have yet to see.
Yeah,
a
I've
V
never.
truck on there.
I've honestly, I haven't seen one under $5,000 in years. Like I'm kicking myself so freaking hard, and this is so funny. This is how like when you grow older, you're this is how you can like change your idea of what you like and your what you think you like, right?
Yeah.
Because like when I first started working here, first gens were like cheap. Like I could have bought like 3 first gens for the price of one now. And I'm kicking myself that I didn't do it. Like that would have been it's like freaking buying Bitcoin right when they first came out. Like,
well,
I feel like
it's also one of those things. It's always hindsight, and you got to
Yeah.
remember, like, first gen.
who wants that?
Well, and when you're the time you're talking about right now, that was only 2 generations prior.
Yeah.
That's like us talking about basically, I guess, a third gen now.
Yeah.
Like when third gens came out, it's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
it's. And now they're way, way back. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I've seen some IDIs priced, over $20,000.
That's outrageous. I don't even feel like a restored one, like one in like mint condition, should even.
It is mint. I will say the one that I keep coming across, and I will say they've lowered the price a whole bunch. It's still over 20.
That's so
but it's like
outrageous.
it's a really nice 2-tone. It's got a turboed IDI factory turbo, so I'll give them that, right? But it's it's an F350, it's a manual, so it's obviously got a Data 60 in the front, got a ZF5 in it, and since it's a 94, physically it looks exactly like a Power Stroke,
right.
except for the engine. So it's not like you're getting the the brick nose or anything like that,
Right.
or getting the old school gauges in there. It looks like it looks exactly like, say, a 94 Power Stroke inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're asking
That's
a
outrageous.
ton of money for it.
It's so outrageous because it's such. I'm sorry for anybody that owns one. It's such a useless truck.
So Jesse, again, our shop guy,
Yeah, he's got
he has a fondness for 6.9s and 7.3 IDIs.
not sure why.
He has a good reason though, and remember we were talking to him about it, too. So he's, and it's mostly because that's what he knows, and he's always been more of a mechanical engine type guy, so he's very familiar with them. It's like the same thing if when I look at him, I'm like IDI, what an idiot, and he's looking at me like Power Stroke electronics, what an idiot. But for me, it's like, well, I know him like the back of my hand. I know everything about him. I'm comfortable with him. That's why he likes the 7.3 IDIs and 6.9 IDIs. But since he's been doing a lot of work here on our COVID Cummins, the 5.9 that we have here, he's like, I'm starting to gain some respect for it. I'm not saying that like I don't like that everybody Cummins swaps everything. It's like the whole LS swap. Like I don't like that aspect of it. But the fact that like there's some parts that go from 89 to now. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Like that is really rad. Yeah. And then it is true. He's not wrong. He's totally accurate. I forgot where I was going with this, but he's an IDI guy. Yeah. They're a different breed. They're a different breed, that's for sure. Yeah, we're going to have him back on. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Corey, care to chime in? Mm-hmm. So Corey's behind this. You can't see him. He doesn't have a microphone on us here. But so Corey has an 04 Dodge Ram 1500, 4-door short bed, 4-wheel drive. How many miles are on it now? 206. Okay. And if I recall, it's like a loaded interior. Yeah, like leather loaded. Not leather, but loaded otherwise. Okay. It's honestly, I love the blue on that truck. It's a nice good color. Blue. Just something about that blue just suits that truck right. Let's see. To buy that truck now is what you're looking at. So my normal go-to on something like that would be like, okay, V8, 4-wheel drive, gas, half-ton, 4-wheel drive, over 200K, $7,000. That's my internal like. I was gonna say $8,500. Yeah, but I bet you right now they're probably going for like 17, 18. Yeah, wow, almost $20,000 for that truck. That's. Yeah. Jesus. Jesus. Well, maybe sell it. And that's if I didn't like my blue truck and my Excursion so damn much, and that's why I'm always keeping my eye out for something that's like, yeah, someone's just trying to get rid of it, or it's like a project they don't like and they're trying to get out from under or something like that. I've got 2 trucks I can make into one or something like that. Yeah. But damn, part of me is like. The issue with selling it is it puts me in the buyer's market. Yeah, like right. Exactly. Corey just said he's like, the issue with selling is it puts me in the buyer's market. I don't want to be in the buyer's market. Yeah, I don't think anybody does. No, it'd be different if I had like an extra vehicle and I put that into it. Like, this is a total hypothetical. Let's say I ended up keeping the 6.0, right? The F450. And that would mean that I could essentially, that performs my truck duties. So then the blue truck can go away. Yeah. So, but I don't lose any of my utilitarianism, right? I still have, I didn't like lose a truck to gain nothing. But damn, dude, like that also being said, like I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could sell that blue truck. That blue truck's got too much mojo, man. Yeah, no, I agree. But for everybody listening, if you are a buyer in this market, just be careful. Do your research, look around, and I think too, kind of be patient because you're gonna come across someone who isn't out of their freaking mind, and you're gonna find a truck if you're ready to buy and you're on the ball and you're looking every day. Just wait for that one. Just wait for that one. It's a very hurry up and wait type situation. Yeah. So don't wait to find the truck and then get your finances in order. This is something where you got to be like, you need to know what you're looking for or know what you're willing to do with or without. Yeah. And like we said before, do your research. Yep. Don't jump into something you don't know. If you're looking for a 7, everybody tells me I have to have a 7.3, and then you find an 03 with a 6.0. Yeah. It's like, did you research the 6.0? Right. I got nothing against 6.0s. Like, you just got to know what you're getting into. Yeah. So don't be the guy that doesn't know. If this is your first time listening, we have a whole episode. It's called Top 10 Things new diesel owners or new mistakes that they make.
Yeah.
That's one of the things in there. You know, doing the research on common failures after you bought the truck.
Yeah.
Too late, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already shot your ball off. Like, don't go for the other one now. That was a weird analogy, but I'll go with it. Well, that being said,
No, I was gonna say the same thing. We can wrap this up because I gotta go.
Yeah, we can wrap this up. Tyler's got a hot date tonight.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Make sure and check out all of our other episodes and check out our social medias. We post new episodes every Thursday. And again, make sure that if you are placing orders with Diesel Power Products, you let them know that you are a podcast listener. I love you all. Have a good day. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
I couldn't believe it when I saw the price.
Dude, that's outrageous.
I bought that fucking thing for
Fucking A. Oh, perfect. All right, I'm out. Sorry, I really gotta go.
Sure, dude, don't